Have you ever seen a dam failure with your own eyes before? Or a huge fire in the seawater? What about the world's most amazing dam spillways? We have everything, from beautiful dams carefully releasing floodwaters, dam failures shooting tons of water into the air, exploding fire hydrants, and even some gas pipeline explosions thrown into the mix. Today, we'll show you 32 breathtaking one-in-a-million moments that people randomly captured on camera. But before we get into today's video, please check if you've subscribed to 4 Evergreen channel so we can continue providing you with more impressive videos just like this one. Now let's get straight into the video. Number 1. The first video in our compilation today is an extremely impressive dam that has been released, allowing the tons of water to flow. The water spraying into the air at high speeds, and this is converted into power used for electricity. This is a genius invention, and this specific dam is located at the Yellow River in China. Have you ever seen anything like it before? Number 2. This wall of water is being created by the world's largest dam by structural volume. It's located in Pakistan, and its main purpose was to supply water for irrigation purposes. It stores water during the monsoon, and then this water can be used in the winter when the climate is drier. It's also used to control floods and produce hydroelectric power. This dam creates the most impressive spray of water which shoots high into the sky. It's really quite beautiful. Number 3. As water pours from this dam, you can really appreciate the sheer strength of water. The water streaming past in an overflowing river, and this is one rapid that you wouldn't want to be riding. Anyone who fell into this river would swiftly drown, as there's no fighting the speed and volume of the water that's flowing. The start of the dam almost looks like the start of a fun water slide. But trust us, this is one water slide you might want to avoid. It's way too strong for any person to float down, even if it looks quite fun. This is a truly impressive sight. Number 4. In this video, you can see a huge amount of water flowing out of the dam spillway. This is floodwater, and it's sometimes released if the dam is reaching capacity. It's a scary thought to think of the rivers and lakes downstream from the dam that are suddenly going to be hit by a wave of floodwater. You wouldn't want to be going for a peaceful swim or kayak when the dam operators release the gates, as you would be swept away swiftly. Are there any dams near where you live? Make sure you're aware of how full they are so this doesn't happen to you. Number 5. This video is insane. It actually shows the ocean on fire. Did you even think that was possible? We certainly didn't until we saw this video. You wouldn't believe it without having seen proof through this video. This spectacular ocean fire was captured in the Gulf of Mexico, where oil is mined. A ruptured gas pipeline located under the sea is the cause of this fire. Flames then boiled to the surface so that it looks like the ocean is actually aflame. Firefighting boats spray seawater onto the fire to try to put it out. Isn't that a strange thought? Spraying water onto water that itself is on fire? Unbelievable! Number 6. Are we missing something, or are these people standing a little too close to the spray of water? In this video, you can see a hole in the dam where water is directly being pumped out at extremely high speeds. The pressure of the water is unmatched. It seems like the water is being pumped into a river past the grass where the people are standing. But what would happen if someone wandered too close to the spray of water? We certainly wouldn't risk it, as you would get blasted away and probably never recover. Would you take a selfie with this pumping spray of water, or stay a safe distance from it? Number 7. This is a beautiful dam on the Krishna River. It's uniform and very aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Water from the Krishna River enters the dam and then gets released through floodgates. The water is flowing fast and strong, and once it reaches the lake down below, the spray rises high into the air. Did you know that artificial lakes created by dams are actually called reservoirs? Reservoirs can be used to store water for many purposes, such as household use and irrigation for crops. This is what the reservoir is used for on the Krishna River that you see in this video. Number 8. Wow, this is a video of a dam completely failing. Instead of doing its job and holding back the water, it has experienced a catastrophic failure, and the water is pouring through the walls. Where the water meets the reservoir, there are strong currents and rapids and lots of water spraying up into the air. It's very impressive to witness. However, a terrible thing as the impressive engineering feat was unable to match the increasing pressure of the water behind it. Number 9. This dam is surrounded by spectacular scenery. Can you see the gorgeous greenery that's located in the area of this dam? It adds to the beauty of the rushing water coming from this breaking dam. The water gushes out at crazy speeds due to the high pressure. It's similar to other dams, yet still stunning to witness. The person behind the camera has certainly picked a great spot to watch this dam break. They've captured it perfectly. Number 10. This boy doesn't realize the danger he's in. He's having some lighthearted fun playing around next to this stream of water that's being shot out of a dam. You can even see him pretending to put his arm and hand into the water, and it's easy to tell he's very tempted to try it. At one point, he jokingly pretends to jump into the water. Problem with this is that the water is at such a high pressure, he'd be blasted away till kingdom come. He risks losing his hand or arm if it gets caught, which we don't think is worth it. Number 11. This is incredible. Have you seen this dam before? It's actually the biggest dam in China. It has a very unique construction. The aerial camera allows us to see the small channels that lead to the end of the dam and let all the water out. It doesn't look like there's much water in these channels, but there is actually tons of it, and it sprays out across the reservoir below. There are some beautiful Chinese buildings located at the bottom of the dam that give an excellent view of the dam. This is definitely a place to add to your bucket list. Number 12. This is another pipeline explosion similar to the one we saw previously in the Gulf of Mexico, except this time the gas pipeline wasn't deep in the ocean, but in a field in Texas. A huge fireball has erupted and won't stop burning. Luckily, it looks like no one is nearby as it's located in the middle of a huge grass field and there aren't any buildings or people close to the fireball. Smoke is filling in the air, which can be seen for miles. A helicopter is brought in to deal with this fire, and slowly the fire is put out. Phew! Number 13. Do you know what happens if a fire hydrant explodes? Well, that's exactly what's happening in this video, so you do now. Fire hydrants are usually used by fire trucks that connect up to it and can use the water source beneath. When it explodes, as seen in this video, the water uncontrollably shoots up and sprays high into the air. Absolutely everything nearby is getting soaking wet, so if you ever see this in real life, make sure you stay away unless you have a raincoat or don't mind getting wet. Number 14. It's hard to believe that this natural disaster was caught on camera. A huge landslide is sliding heaps of mud and trees onto a dam below and completely ruining it. This damage to the dam structure is irreparable and causes water to flood through the broken gates. This really is an emergency situation, and you can see people running away from it to avoid being hurt or swept away. Have you ever seen anything like this before? It's a once-in-a-lifetime sight to see. Number 15. Dark black smoke pours out of the ground in Mexico as another gas pipeline has exploded. In this case, the pipeline was accidentally punctured, causing a huge gas fire. Can you see the flames through the smoke shooting into the air? Firefighters evacuated the area and are working hard to put it out. If you're still watching this video, please hit that like and subscribe button so that we can continue providing you with amazing, unique content right here on our YouTube channel. We also want to take this time to ask you a dam-themed question. What animal builds their own dams from sticks and mud to protect themselves from predators? Think on it and keep watching until the end to get the answer. Let's jump back into this video. Number 16. This is terrifying. A huge explosion has been caught on camera at a military ammunitions depot in Ukraine. What do you think caused this massive fireball? Emergency services evacuated the nearby area, and despite how deadly this explosion looks, luckily, no one was killed. It's hard to believe, but the people working at this depot must be feeling very blessed. You can even see the spray of burning equipment and building spraying through the sky. How crazy! Number 17. Under the roads in Ukraine are water pipelines, and security footage has actually captured one exploding. The concrete starts to lift up as if someone is underneath trying to get out before completely shattering. Water starts to rush out on the streets, and in one of the clips, a shocked man pokes his head out of his door to have a look at what has happened. As soon as he sees the sea of mud and water rushing down his street, he retreats back into the safety of his house. Number 18. The water in this dam looks very muddy and unappealing in our opinion. This is definitely not a swimming spot. What do you think? It's all churned up and you can see the currents operating in the water. Number 19. Everything in this video is peaceful and operating normally, until suddenly one of the gates completely collapses out of nowhere. This video was taken at Lake Dunlap and will take so much time and cost a lot of money to repair the damage. Water floods uncontrollably through the collapsed gate and hopefully won't cause further destruction downstream to houses or other infrastructure. Number 20. This dam has been shut for years and is finally being opened for the first time in ages. At first, the flow of water is quite slow, and you can see that there's a bunch of heavy, thick mud that has been clogging the gate. This is built up from years of water not being released. After a while, the mud thins out and water starts to flow a lot faster and shoots through the air into the valley below. Number 21. At first glance, it looks like this whole cliff is falling apart. In fact, it's actually a big slip caused by a dam failure. The whole dam has collapsed and water rushes from it. This is a very dangerous area to be in as the water is very strong and will sweep away anything that gets in the way. Imagine how much money it will cost to rebuild such a complex and large structure. Number 22. People watch in interest as water pours from a relief valve on this enormous dam located in Pakistan. It's truly an amazing sight to see as the water is released to reduce some of the pressure that's being placed on the dam. It gushes into the reservoir below and churns dramatically below the dam. Number 23. This dam failure causes a whole section of land to completely collapse into itself like a sinkhole has opened up and is swallowing up the earth. Water and land rushes towards a small forest and demolishes the trees before the video cuts out. How much further destruction do you think this dam failure caused in the surrounding area? Number 24. This poor man is only trying to do his job, but it all goes drastically wrong. He's doing some maintenance on a fire hydrant on the street when it suddenly explodes. The high-pressure water shoots out directly onto the man, knocking him to his feet and blasting him away from the fire hydrant. Ouch! This one looks like it would hurt. Number 25. Yet another fire hydrant disaster. This video was captured in California after a fire hydrant exploded on a residential street. You can see water all over the ground, and the pressure of the water has even caused a car to lean so far over it only has 2 wheels on the ground. That doesn't look very stable, and it looks like it might fall onto its side at any moment. Whoever owns this car needs to come and sort it out. Number 26. So this is what happens to the rivers downstream after a dam is released. Here you can see a rush of water coming up to the peaceful river, and suddenly the flow increases. It's easy to tell by looking at how fast the icebergs flow down that current looks a lot swifter. The water level has risen so much that it has nearly reached the bridge. If it gets any higher, the bridge may be damaged by the strong current.
Holy smokes.
Number 27. Here we have a muddy brown dam failure as one of the gates has collapsed. Water rushes through the gates at an extremely high rate. This water caused devastation downstream as there is just so much of it. The nearby regions suffered terrible flooding as a result. In fact, 46 million cubic meters of water was released when this dam experienced a gate failure. Trust us when we say that's a lot of water. Number 28. This is the Hub Dam spillway, and you can see there's a very heavy overflow. Water spilling over and flooding the area surrounding the dam. The trees and bushes are still poking out through the water a little bit, but it won't be long before they're entirely underwater. There must have been heavy rains to cause such a huge overflow of water in this dam. What do you think caused it? Number 29. At first glance, this looks like a beautiful public fountain in the middle of San Diego. But take another look. It's actually another fire hydrant that's exploded and it's shooting water high into the air. Those little red fire hydrants really pack a punch and hold back more water than you could have imagined. The amount of water spraying on the street doesn't seem to slow down. How do you think the authorities stopped it from pouring water all over the place? Number 30. Now this is certainly a unique video. This bridge is on fire as it suffered from a huge explosion. This is the Kerch Bridge, which connects Russia and Crimea. A large section of the bridge burnt and collapsed, so it doesn't look like any trains will be crossing these tracks for a while. Number 31. We have another gas pipeline explosion, this time in Venezuela. Firefighters desperately work to put the flames out by spraying large amounts of water onto the fire. It's unclear what caused the pipe to explode, but locals say that the pipeline is often targeted by people illegally trying to tap the line to steal from it. The explosion was seen and heard from miles away because it was so big. Number 32. To finish up this video is very devastating. It shows floodwater being discharged from a dam in Pakistan due to an emergency flooding situation. Floods create havoc and ruin entire communities. People have to leave their homes, which are often destroyed in floods like this one. The water's brown as it's full of debris and mud from heavy rains. The water's spraying at a high volume and it seems never ending. It's hard to imagine the extent of the damage that this water would have on any nearby towns or buildings. That's all the videos we have today, a complete list of the top 32 dam-breaking moments that have been caught on camera. If you're interested, check out our other video on 1 in a million moments caught on camera. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. But before we go, were you able to figure out what animal builds their own dam? It's actually beavers, which live in areas throughout North America. They're very cute animals and are well known for their dam building abilities. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.